everyone, what's up? Thanks for hanging out with me. You're listening to your guy, Jonathan Mathis, the sports judge. Great to see you all. Be sure to hit the subscribe button. Welcome in. What's up, everybody? I'm really happy, really happy. It was one of those nights for me on Saturday. USC, my Trojans, beat UCLA. It's always a good feeling when USC beats UCLA. Regardless, doesn't matter if they miss the playoffs or not. Who cares if they have 2 or 3 losses? It's quite a thing for you to see your team beat the rival team. This isn't nonsense. This is in the blood, baby. So whenever USC wins the Battle of LA, earns its bragging rights, I would say it is an accomplishment. I mean, I know it wasn't exactly how they drew it up, and the season didn't really go like they had hoped. USC was chasing the college football playoff, a Big Ten title, a national title. It was one of those things on their list of goals this year. And of course, with a few bad losses, playoff hopes are gone. It would have to wait, obviously, till next year. USC, they finished the regular season. They're 9-3, went 7-2 in conference play. They're going to finish 4th in the standings ahead of Michigan. That's always a good thing. And remember, they beat them at the Coliseum this season. The Trojans did a fantastic job at home, where they went undefeated at home, 7-0. A fantastic job on Saturday. The whole national story was USC was the most electric and efficient offense in college football. And Jaden Maeva was going to be the Heisman winner. I'm telling you, after that Notre Dame loss and the embarrassing beatdown they suffered to Oregon, it went from, hey, the Trojans are really good, to the Trojans are not even close to the best team in college football. The Trojans were destined for the college football playoff. That was the conversation about a month ago. Then you're playing Illinois on the road, go there and lose a game you probably could have and should have won if you didn't leave too much time for Illinois to run all over your defense and come back and get the win. The Notre Dame game, not the outcome they wanted. They go to soft bend. The defense bend what it is. Struggles, particularly stopping the run. I think the defense improved, but I wasn't impressed with the defense all the time. The defense was pretty rough, I would say, for 2/3 of the season. And that was the whole thing. Those guys at least could have tried harder to make it seem like they cared when it appeared to be that damn difficult for them to stop the run. So Notre Dame, when you needed to stop them, you couldn't. Most of their gains came from several big explosive plays. You couldn't feel too bad for USC defense, because a lot of times in that game, the defense was out of position. So the defense on that particular day, again, a rough loss. You lose by 10 because they were able to run up and down the field. And you also had the Oregon loss. Like, this wasn't the first time their defense got exposed. Same story, different school. A Ducks team that slaughtered them. I mean, the game got out of hand quickly. I think Riley botched the whole thing, and it just exemplified how bad of a night he had calling plays. It was a loss, by the way, that effectively ended any hopes of a playoff bid in Riley's fourth season coaching the Trojans. Being a good recruiter, a speaker, doesn't mean you're a great coach. It is a guy who I just really feel like he overthinks his strategy every week. And sometimes I wonder if his style works here. It's been proven he's going to do what he does. And so no matter how you grade it, in that respect, I think it's also a guy who has enough pull, to keep USC competitive. His team can win 9 games every year and people will still talk about USC. I think this is a guy who kind of brought back relevancy to a program that needs to be in the spotlight, who needs to be talked about, who will be talked about. I don't think anyone's sitting there right now arguing like he can't guide USC to the college football playoff. Of course you can. Now, winning the whole thing, I don't know. Hey, look, man, his idiotic offensive play calling and lack of defense during that loss to Oregon was untenable. It's hard to believe, right? But again, listen. Yeah, and, some coaches aren't really good in big games, big moments, but can recruit the nation's best, not only because they are a big name, but because they have a knack. It's a skill Lincoln Riley has developed so well. Somebody asked me a question not too long ago, recently, about Lincoln Riley. And this person asked me, what did I think about Riley being the head coach at USC? I mean, he's all right. My only real gripe with him, he doesn't seem to be able to get his team mentally prepared for big games. I thought the Oregon game was one of the worst coaching jobs. So to me, he gets in his own way. And because of it, they're a 9-win team. You got beat by Notre Dame, Oregon, and Illinois. So every big game that they had, other than Iowa, which was at home, they lost all those games. That's not good enough to go to the college football playoff. They're not going to the college football playoff. Only 12 teams go. And again, about 3 weeks ago, we thought they were going to be one of the 12 teams there. You got to win football games, especially in the Big Ten. And another thing is, can Lincoln Riley win in the Big Ten? While I do think Lincoln Riley is what he is, a good coach, it's not like he has a great track record against really good teams. He has a bad track record. I would say there's times he drives me absolutely insane. And this is what, it is. And this is why what I'm trying to get to is, can he win the big game? With Jaden Maeva, Lincoln Riley, man, good coach with a young, talented quarterback. And here's another example. Lincoln Riley is a great example. Riley is a big name. People know the name. For those who already know, Riley is, there's the good and there's the bad when it comes to Lincoln Riley. It's interesting because he's a quarterback guy. So with him, you're always going to have a top-notch quarterback whose name may even be mentioned as a Heisman hopeful. You want to talk about Jaden's growth and success? Lincoln Riley played his role. It was Riley and his staff that got him steered in the right direction. The guy that USC hired from Oklahoma has coached up his quarterbacks since the day he has arrived to the program. Everybody that knows anything about the way Lincoln Riley does things, they know this about him. Everybody that knows anything about Lincoln Riley, who has been a big part of Jaden's developmental process, knows he's an elite quarterback developer, an ace recruiter. But the one knock on him is, can he coach the team to a national championship? And that's something that still remains a question about Lincoln Riley. I don't like the way he manages a game. This guy's his own worst enemy. So you look at a guy like Riley, right? And you see the elite talent, a high-octane offense. Here's a guy who knows how to coach that side of the ball. But how about defense? USC has already had to go through the hard times, mainly because of their inability to get the big stops or make plays on that side of the ball. But I look at the UCLA game. I look at the program. I just look at everything. Everything for this team is progressing steadily and slowly. So, to me, you're seeing the growth. You saw that with Jaden Maeva. He is a top 5 quarterback in college football this year. Every metric you want to look at, he is a top 5. Maybe at worst, 6th quarterback in college football this year. The biggest thing I take away that I'm happy about is this. Riley has done a good job with the quarterback. And I honestly think Maeva had a fantastic year. Seems like USC is kind of flawed in every way, but evidently USC's toughness shows at times. Their physicality shows at times. I was impressed by the grit they're showing that they're going to have going forward. The toughness they show blew me away. When we talk about culture and question Lincoln Riley's toughness, and is he tough, and is the team tough? Not all the time, but a lot of times this season, they're showing it. It's a different team this year. And you got a lot of talent coming in. USC has the #1 recruiting class in the country. And this is where it's not hard for me to say you just can't move on from a guy like Lincoln Riley. As hard as that is for me to say, you get rid of Lincoln Riley and another school out there would hire him quick, snatch him up and make him theirs. They will make him their guy. I think there's certainly a lot of good things he's done since coming to LA. I don't know if it's time to go into this, but, I don't think Lincoln Riley is going anywhere. USC is going to have a 10-3 season with the bowl game. USC should go nowhere but up. There's a bunch of talent, Heisman hopefuls, a lot of athletic guys. That's what they do at USC. So for now, I'm a big believer in Riley, but I still have my questions about winning big games, being able to manage big games, and having his guys mentally ready for those big games. He was 55-10 at Oklahoma for starters. He currently has a top 10 offense and the #1 recruiting class. He's coached 3 Heismans and took Jalen Hurts from an Alabama project to a stud. I think he's one of the smartest football coaches. I'm not denying that. I always kind of fall into this. Your coach is Lincoln Riley. It's like, listen, I argue this. USC has been relevant with him there. The big picture is USC is on the right trajectory to be in competition with the Big Ten and contend for a national championship. So I think Lincoln Riley is here to stay at USC. And let's see what happens and where he takes this program the rest of the way. All right, everybody. That's all I have for you guys. You guys have a wonderful day. Thanks for watching. As always, I'm completely grateful and thankful. I'm blessed that God has given me this opportunity to come before you guys and talk sports. That's what I do. It's what I love to do. It's what I've been doing for a long time. So it's a cool thing. I'm going to continue at it, and you guys just keep watching, man. If you guys like the content and you guys like what I'm talking about, please look up my YouTube channel. Check out my YouTube channel, The Sports Judge. Please like and subscribe. Also follow me on TikTok, Sports Judge 85. The Sports Judge 85. On Instagram, it's Sports Judge 85. But on TikTok, it's The Sports Judge 85. And you guys can also check out my Facebook page, The Sports Judge, as well. All of that good stuff on Facebook. But guys, you guys enjoy the rest of your day. Have a great Tuesday. It is already December 2nd. I can't believe it already. But guys, you guys take care of yourselves. We'll talk again very soon. Peace out, everybody.